The Toronto Raptors are stuck in a bad nightmare, with LeBron James their boogeyman. After undergoing a promising transformation this and heading into the playoffs with seemingly everything working in their favor, it was Groundhog Day all over again for Toronto as they met an all-too-familiar ending. The Raptors were swept soundly in 4 games by James and the Cleveland Cavaliers in the second round of the playoffs, 1 year after suffering the exact same fate at the exact same point. Toronto were also beaten in 6 games by Cleveland in 2016, meaning they've now failed 3 straights to dethrone James. The previous 2 exits undoubtedly stung for a franchise that seemingly plateaued as good, but not great. The pain of this year's elimination, however, feels like something more. The Raptors are the first number 1 seed to be swept in a series prior to the conference finals since the current 16-team format was introduced in 1984. Justin Kubatko at Jubitko, May 8, 2018. This was supposed to be the Raptors' time to get over the hump and vanquish the Demons. While they were clearly the best team in the Eastern Conference, Cleveland were a weaker side than in years past. Star power, depth, home court advantage, you name it, Toronto had it on their side. The one thing they didn't have, and what ended up mattering more than anything, was James himself. Which is why, as much as it seems like the Raptors should blow it all up instead of continuing to bang their heads against the wall, the best approach might be patience. Toronto aren't without their warts. Their all-star backcourt has a tendency to either go missing or revert to an archaic style in the playoffs, but this may well be a LeBron problem and not a Raptors problem. We won't ever find out, but who knows how Toronto would have fared if they had instead met Boston or Philadelphia, 2 teams that may also fall victim to the Cavaliers in the conference finals. There's a chance James is playing out west next, and even though the Celtics and 76ers will continue to get better for the foreseeable future, the East will be more open with the best player on the other side of the bracket. Even if James stays though, which seems like more of a possibility with every game Cleveland win in the playoffs, there's something to be said about being a middle-class team. After all, only one franchise can raise a banner every year. It doesn't have to be a zero-sum game. That doesn't mean the Raptors should pivot and be more bold with their moves. But maybe that means trading one star, or firing Dwayne Casey, not going nuclear and tearing it all down by pressing the detonation button.